EUC.
Really?
Yeah.
That's sick.
If you go on Google, YouTube, you type in EUC, you'll see.
Yeah, I've seen a few. So you just video yourself going around?
Sometimes.
How fast does it go?
This goes 50.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Yeah. And it's electric, or?
Yeah, of course.
How long does it last? Like the battery?
About 50, 60 miles. So pretty much all day. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Have you ever crashed? It seems like you're.
When I first started, like a long time ago, yeah, I just wear all this just in case because of people, cars and stuff. Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. Have you ever gotten hit by a car yet?
Not really. Bumped into them, but not like hit from behind or anything.
That's good. Yeah. Well, good luck. Hope you have fun on it.
All right.
Yeah.
What are these most religious places or what?
Yeah, they were giving out free pizza. You missed out.
Oh,
thank you. We have Otter Pops if you want one.
You what?
Otter Pops.
I have no idea what that is.
It's like a popsicle.
No,
No worries.
I don't think so.
We're just asking what students are doing for Easter.
We just treat it as any other day off.
You
pretty
do,
much.
or other people?
Yeah, no one really does anything special.
Yeah, unless you do like a fun Easter activity for the kids, or
Unless what?
unless you do like fun Easter activities for the kids.
Most of these people won't have kids.
Yeah. Hopefully not.
Well, I never know. Wow, they're really trying to get him over here, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your board here for?
It's asking people what they're doing for Easter.
Is that it?
Yeah.
And then what happens? Because I know that's not it.
Yeah, but then if they're not having any plans, we invite them to church to come to Easter.
Church.
Yeah.
Which church is it?
The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day
yeah.
Saints. Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have.
Yeah. Do you have any friends that are LDS?
No, I don't really have religious friends.
Yeah.
I kind of wean them out.
Yeah, not very religious. Or just,
I think,
like
religion is pretty bad for society. It's detrimental.
Yeah.
And I think anything that requires you to believe in stuff that is not demonstrable is bad. Right. No one should believe in something just because of some sort of extraordinary thing just because of the story.
Yeah. I feel you.
But you don't agree. You feel me, but you don't agree.
Yeah. I would agree that religion has in some points been bad, but I do think religion has done good.
Well, you could say it's done good, but I think the bad far outweighs the good. How you doing? Nice smile.
Right there, like sit on like a unicycle?
I had a seat too, yeah, but usually I stand up.
Or you stand up?
Yeah, it's called EUC if you want to go on YouTube. If you type on YouTube EUC, you can look it up, or I can just give you my card and you can call me.
Oh, you did design it.
Alright.
EUC, you did make this?
What's that?
You made this?
No, I know where to buy them though.
Oh, EUC. Okay, thank you. Very neat.
You want my card?
You have one?
I got a card.
I do stunts, and this is the kind of thing I wear.
Oh, you what?
I work. I do stunts for movies.
Oh, really?
And that's the kind of stuff I wear.
Yeah, I wear. Well, it's because of other people, not because I'm bad.
Right, well, I get it. So thank you.
Why don't you text me later? We'll talk.
All right.
Have coffee. It's my type. Sorry.
I feel it.
So, what were we saying?
I was just saying, I believe religion has done some
I
good.
think the bad far outweighs the way. I mean, you can give me stories of people who like got off drugs and is now religious and now they're off drugs. It's great, but now they're on another vice. They're on religious vice. And although it solved the problem of drugs, there's a lot of things that go on in the religious community which are negative and bad.
Yeah.
Like the extremists who do violence rely on the moderates who don't do those things as their base of saying it's okay to believe in something without it being shown to be true, without scientifically shown to be true. So it's like a shield given to the people. Plus a lot of laws, and just to believe in something that's false is actually just bad for society. We should believe in things that show to be true. We should believe in things like, well, I hope it's true, even though I can't show it to be true. Like,
Well,
so
do you believe in love?
yeah, but a lot of people like to use the whole love analogy, but that's just it. It's an analogy. It's nothing to do with the actual thing we're talking about. Love is just an expression of emotions, of connectivity with something or someone, right? So it has nothing to do with the existence of some sort of being we know from nothing about. So it's not a fair. You can't really use. That's the problem. You can't use analogies to try to argue for something else, right? Analogies are only used to help clear up or help someone understand a point that's been made.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be used as content, as filler. Right?
I would say for me, because like the analogy of love, it makes me understand my relationship.
But you have to know first of all, you have to know what a God is, which none of you know what it is. And then, you don't know what it's made of, where it lives, how it does the things it does. You know nothing about this. You're made to be you're made to be convinced of just a high level vagueness of what it is, and be satisfied with that. And so you go through your religious career with that frame of reference. And so you don't really know what it's. So technically, you don't really believe in a God. You believe in an idea of one, and you shouldn't defend it by trying to use analogies that have nothing to do with what we're talking about.
So I would say my ideas are because of principles that I put into effect, and I've seen results that, to me, are true.
I don't know what that means. That's very vague.
So, like love, if you want to see if someone loves me, you test it out, and you see the fruits of it.
What does that have to do with a God existing?
To me, the principles that are taught in the Bible, I test them out, and they work for me.
Okay.
Not because, and to me, that helps me.
You're using the phrase "to me" a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. This is not something that should be done with interpretation. Okay. If something is said to exist like a God, it shouldn't be left to someone's interpretation of, like, it should be shown to be true, like scientifically. Like, we have to know what it is. And how did we get that information to begin with? Like, what evidence do we have to show that the information we got is actually accurate? So therefore, we have to see evidence, the demonstrable evidence, to show that what we're talking about is correct. If you just use "to me" all the time, you're just saying, well, you can believe in anything. Use my logic. I can believe in Tinkerbell. Be like, well, to me, I can start pulling like personal interpretations of the world out of my butt and say, well, to me, I believe in Tinkerbell because this and that and other thing. And it's not really, because something's either true or it's not, right? It's true for everybody or not for anyone. So there either is a God or there isn't. If we can't define what it is, if we use "to me" all the time, then we're not going to really have an understanding of what we're talking about.
I would agree with you. I just believe in the principles that I put into effect, and they work for me.
Right, but do you know what a God is? Because you have to know what a God is to know that one exists. You believe in a God, right? You think one exists, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then what is that thing? What is it? What is it made of? Where does it live? How do you know anything about it?
So I don't know the full extent of everything. But
Well, you're not supposed to. I'm not asking the full extent of everything. I'm asking you specifically assert that you believe a God exists.
Yeah.
So you must be able to show us what it is and how it's demonstrable. Is it demonstrable?
So, you mean I like the answer, but to me, I see the world around us. I see a creator of all things.
What creator?
Well, like the building. There
That
had to
those
be
created by
something.
people. That's not natural. It's
There was
by
a
people.
creator of something, and so when I look at this, I know there's a creator of something. And when
Right,
I look
we
at
created.
our
You know we
bodies,
created. Okay.
the earth, I believe there's a creator of something,
Of what?
of the creations around us.
What creation around us?
The
What?
world, plants.
Do you think the world is created?
Yeah.
Okay. How can you show that?
How can you
No,
show
no,
the
no.
person who made the building?
How can you show that the world was created?
You really can't.
Well, then why would you believe the world's created if you can't know that it was created? You have to have something demonstrable to show the world was created by some intelligence.
Yeah.
Instead of the method we already know,
Yeah.
which is how planetary systems form through the explosion of stars and things of that nature. But you think it's otherwise. If you think it's otherwise, you should be able to show how that is instead of just saying, "Well, I think it's creation."
I believe there's evidence not to that. And
Well,
so
there
I
has
can't
to-
give you enough proof.
There
But
has
me,
to be good evidence, like scientific, right? Something
Yeah.
demonstrable.
I think the human anatomy, the human just body is so miraculous. I think there's someone that was behind it.
Okay, so you're using the "to me" phrase. To me, I see.
Yeah, it's all it could be. Really.
Well, then that shows right there
Yeah.
that your belief is not to be taken seriously by the reasonable person. Because if it relies on your own personal interpretation and not science, the way it should be shown, everything should be shown through science. If it can't be shown through science, if it's not demonstrable, then it's not worthy of serious consideration by the reasonable person. So all you're just trying to do is get anyone to use, well, forget scientific evidence, forget things that are demonstrable, just use "to me." How do you feel about it? If you feel good about it, then you should believe too. Come to my church and be like me. But that's no way of obtaining the truth about the world we live in. That's just using internal, interpretations of the world and trying to say that that's
Take care of it, girl.
and trying to say that's fact. That's not right. So you don't really know what's going on. You don't really know these things. This is just your own personal interpretation of the world. But that's not truth. But that's not truth. Do you care about it? Does truth matter?
Well, you got to define the word truth.
Truth is the degree to which a statement corresponds with reality. So does truth matter?
That truth does matter, but my definition is different than yours.
Okay, if your definition is different than mine, then we'll have a problem.
Yeah, and I just said I believe there's evidence that supports it enough.
But it's all based on "to me," on personal interpretations, not on facts, not on demonstrable.
Yeah.
You can't demonstrate that this God thing, what it is, and how do you know? You can't demonstrate that. So it's not the truth, right? It has to be demonstrated in order for it to be truth.
Yeah. Not to me.
Well, sure, I understand not to you, but then you're harboring fallacious belief.
Yeah. So can you go, what's to your extent that you can prove everything? Because do you think you can prove...
I never said I can prove everything, but if something is questionable, then I have the ability to look at it and question myself. When scientists go and they make conclusions, they always display the work. You can go back and look to see what steps they took to make that conclusion.
Yeah.
So if you cared about something, you can look into it.
Yeah, and to me, the evidence that I see around me is enough for me to do that.
But that's interpretation. That's
Exactly.
not really science.
But to me, that is. Because I see enough science to show that. May not be exactly the proof that you want, but to me, it's enough.
Well, it has to be scientific, otherwise it's not. It's not
You
admissible.
can't prove everything scientifically.
Yes, you can. Yes, everything has to be demonstrable. You shouldn't believe in anything that can't be demonstrated.
Okay. I'm sure there are some things we still can't prove.
Then we don't know. Then we don't know about them.
Yeah.
Then we don't have any information on them.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I just use faith with that.
Well, faith is really without evidence, without reason.
I believe it's the evidence of things hoped for but not seen.
Well, it's without reason. The whole definition of faith. If you had reason, then you would need faith. If you guys actually had something you can point to that says, "Oh, this is supernatural, this is God," you wouldn't use the word faith. You're like, "Look, we have evidence, and now it'd be stronger because that's what we really need."
Yeah.
But because you don't have that, then you go back onto faith and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, pretty much the basics of it for me, again, is that I can believe that there's a creator or something, and I can try to test those things out and come to a conclusion of my own if I want to believe, or I don't. And to me, I'd rather believe.
But to me,
Yeah, I can't prove anything.
well, if you can't prove anything, then I tell you now that you shouldn't believe in any of it. And you might think, "Well, I'm going to believe anyways because I feel like it." But just because you can believe in something doesn't mean you should. Right?
Yeah.
And what you do believe in, just because you can believe something, you do believe in something, doesn't mean that it should be free from ridicule.
Yeah.
So, I mean, someone can come up here with a totally different belief. So there's tons of different religions with a different religion, and then be like,
Hey, sorry to cut you off. We gotta go.
Okay.
he's trying to save you from the conversation.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
This whole "we gotta go"
Wow.
thing,
Yeah,
not necessary.
I'm the worst.
Devil in a new dress.
I called him out.
Put your hands to the constellations. The way you look should be your sin. You listen to Kanye.
I can't really say I listen to him that much, no.
It's good. You should listen to that song. It's called "Devil in a New Dress."
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It goes crazy.
What about it?
It's good. It's a good song.
Okay, maybe it is. Maybe it is.
J.
Why are we
Cole?
talking about Conway?
It goes, I don't know because he said the name of the song.
Well, he
Research,
had
I know that. Yeah.
he used that song.
Yeah.
And one of these, like the beat.
Kanye's good.
What's your favorite song?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. It's either Devil.
We're
in
talking
the
about
New
Conway
York.
now for some reason.
I like Runaway. I like.
Is this your go-to? Do you talk about Conway when trying to save someone from a discussion with an atheist?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull the Conway here.
Yep. Classic me.
What else would it be? Who else would we talk? What other techniques do you have besides Conway?
I don't know, man.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Have you seen Avatar: The Last
There we go. I think that one sucks. Yes, that sucks. Yeah.
Korra sucks, not Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah. Last. Yeah. All right. What other, red herrings? What other things do we have to?
I don't know.
Was that enough to forget the conversation we were having?
You want to keep going?
Hey, if you want to talk about Conway in Avatar, that's really important to you.
Okay. I'm down to talk
we
about
could do that.
There's this song called Through the Wire,
Ah.
and it's kind of cool because his jaw was wired shut while he did it, and that's why it's called Through the Wire.
That's great.
Good song.
That was super important to my life today to hear that. So
Good, I'm glad.
I'm really glad that you brought that to light.
I'm glad.
Thank you.
Do you have a favorite color?
What is it?
Do you have a favorite color?
No, can't say I have. No, sorry.
Do you have like a top 5?
Probably.
What are they?
Yeah, I don't know how sharing that with you is really going to help enlighten my day at all.
Just trying to get to know you more.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your name?
Ted.
Ted.
There you go.
My name's Luke.
What's up,
Like
Lou?
Skywalker.
Luke.
Yeah.
Oh, you're definitely not Luke. Or anywhere close.
Why?
You just because he wasn't full of religion.
That's okay.
That's okay.
We all got our things.
Some of us don't.
It's okay. Do you like Star Wars?
Probably not as much as Star Trek.
I like Star Trek's good. Do you like the newer movies?
I suppose so.
Chris Pine, is that his name?
Great.
I've seen those ones. It's a good movie.
Did he sufficiently save you, sir? You feel saved for the second time. You're like, tell him that he's better than Jesus because he saved you. Tell him that.
I'm not better than Jesus. Can't be him.
Well, you're actually real, unlike Jesus, right?
Jesus wasn't real.
Jesus is not real. Currently is not real, right?
Prove it.
Prove what? Where is Jesus?
He's not alive anymore. Well, he's resurrected up in heaven.
How do you know he was resurrected?
How do you know he wasn't resurrected?
No. You're the one who thinks he was resurrected. So you have the burden of proof, not me. Do you know of anyone who's ever been resurrected after a few days of being dead? Really?
Yeah, there's a few people.
No, there's never been someone who lived after like 15, 20 minutes of not receiving oxygen. All it takes, I'm not saying Jesus was, I'm saying anyone without oxygen for 15 to 20 minutes becomes pretty much brain dead.
I know a guy.
But you're talking 3 days.
Yeah, I know a guy who saw a resurrected being.
We all know stories, man.
I know there was actually a few people. There were 3 people I knew.
Yes, stories from people is not really sufficient
Why not?
because we don't know that resurrections actually can occur.
Do you ever watch like documentaries?
Yes, do I watch stories? Sometimes.
How do you get your information from stuff?
Well, from science.
Have you ever been to Jupiter?
Why would I need to be? What does that do with anything?
How do you know?
If you have a point, you should just say it instead of asking me these weird questions to get me somewhere that I don't know where we're going.
Jupiter's pretty cool. It's big, but how do you know it exists?
Okay, really?
Yeah.
So you're going to just question all of science in order to make room for your little God thing to put in there?
No.
Or resurrection. You don't know this, so the resurrection could happen because you've actually never been to Jupiter. What?
I don't know, man.
I don't know
I'm trying to live my
either.
life.
Huh?
I'm just trying to live my life.
I'm sure they did.
Well, you seem to be living it not too rationally. You're going to bounce from one place to another and not really.
I enjoy my life.
Do we
I'm
know
happy to be here.
how do we know resurrections happen?
I believe it happened. How do you know it did happen?
No.
Do
You
proof
have
it
to.
didn't
No.
happen?
You're the one with burden of proof, not me.
Why?
Because you have the positive assertion. Whenever someone has a positive assertion, they have the burden of proof. That's the way it works. The skeptic doesn't have the burden of proof. The skeptic just
You
questions
ever
what
read
you
the
believe.
Bible?
Yep.
That's proof, I think.
You think the Bible is proof of resurrections.
It's a lot of people, a lot of witnesses, a lot of stuff.
Why do you think there's witnesses in the Bible? Because the Bible says so? I got you. That's why, huh?
why do I think there's movement?
Yeah.
Because it's someone's journal saying this is what happened.
Written by unknown authors, edited over time.
Written by unknown authors.
Yeah, we don't know who wrote the Bible.
I know who wrote the Bible.
Really, who wrote the Bible?
Well, Matthew, Mark.
Yeah, those are names given to the
John,
books.
Peter.
Yeah, those are names given to the books, not real people.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think
Reading
about that.
from John
And we still don't know how resurrections can happen. So,
about
I don't know.
the crucifixion
is it magic?
of
Do you believe in
Messiah,
magic, sir?
Yeshua,
Probably not.
Jesus.
No, but yet you do because
Like magic,
but,
like card.
no, but you believe resurrections happen, so you must believe in magic, right?
Yeah, I believe in magic.
Okay.
Arguing.
You believe in magic man in the sky who did, right?
Yep.
Okay. You think that's reasonable?
Yep.
Okay.
Then the Jews
And that's
led
where we differ.
Jesus
Because
from
I don't believe in
Caiaphas, the high
extraordinary
priest,
things just because
to
of
the
the
palace of
story.
the
You
Roman
do.
governor.
So that's the difference between
By
us.
now it was early morning, and to avoid ceremonial uncleanness, the Jews
gotta
did
get
not
going.
want
Peace, brother.
Good to talk to you, man.
Gotta go, guys.
He's your backup,
So
sir.
Pilate came out.
But we appreciate it, Sam.
Hey, man.
What
Thanks for the
fast
conversation.
go?
What's that?
How fast?
This goes
If you
50.
were not a criminal, they replied, you would not have handed him over to you.
Should only be a handful of
Pilate
us
said,
around
take
town
him
with these.
yourselves and judge him by your own law.
All right, peace. Peace, kids.
Anyone
See you later.
choose to do.